We had this master driver, Fukuoka. Fukuoka taught me how to drive off-road. Most guys didn't want to be anywhere near him in a vehicle because of him, body is no meaning. It's all about mechanical. And if you told him, find that most difficult thing to climb, he would go find it and he would climb it.
Okay, so Mike, we have a makeshift off-road course because it pissed down rain this morning here in Texas.
3.5 inches. Our course is underwater, literally.
Why didn't we go there then? That sounds like a lot of fun.
I don't make the rules.
God,
it does sound like fun.
Yeah, but you're the boss. Just tell them we're going to do it. Okay, so what's this first test we got?
So this is really just ruts that you're going to go through in here, and it's just testing articulation of the suspension. So the great thing about this is you're in 4 low. If you go, the slower you go, the more you're going to allow the vehicle to do its thing, and you get to feel that multi-link in the rear. You'll feel a little tire lift. As the tires lift, you don't have to do the bubble jump because we've got our traction control that's going to find what wheel's slipping and apply.
It seems much more composed in the back with that multi-link.
It is much more composed.
Was that a huge debate to get this on this platform?
No, we really put the multi-link in there because we went away from our open C frame, our triple tech frame, and the triple tech frame allowed more compliance. So when you go fully box, it's much more rigid, right? So
I notice it in the ride quality for certain. It's a drastic difference.
You have to make up for that ride quality difference, that compliancy. So the multi-link gives you more compliancy, and the dual rate springs help.
So does that pay dividends here when we're doing things like this?
Oh, absolutely, because you're allowing it. Now it's rigid axle, but you're still allowing the wheels to go where the wheels want to go.
Okay, so I'm going to turn around and get back here, get lined up, and what's this next test?
This is moguls, and again, this is testing basically framed flex, and also the articulation, full articulation of the frame. So you are twisting the frame, and you're allowing the wheels to go full travel, so you're unloading one, you're fully compressing the other one, and it's really all about wheel lift. And can you control it?
How much?
Right there, you felt that little slip. That's where the traction control is coming in and readjusting how much torque is. This is kind of like
flying a tailwheel airplane. You just need very small, minimal inputs to get this thing going. Let's turn around and do that one as well.
And as you get wheel lift, then this is where the systems in the vehicle can help you out.
So was there a trade-off in using this same frame between a Tundra and an SUV that's more geared towards rich families?
Well, but SUVs are really the preferred vehicle for off-roading. And the trade-off was more on the pickup side because, again, that triple tech frame allowed the compliancy in the truck, and that's why the bed and the cab of the truck are separate. So you allow that torsional bending to occur. So if you push crawl control,
light is on.
Light is on.
And now it's yelling at me. It's got a picture of the vehicle and something is
it's
flashing.
telling you traction control's off.
Traction control's off, yes. That's
and
what it's saying.
You can control the speed by this dial.
It's giving me
So you got 5
grades.
different, 5 different speeds. This is really slow. You're not going to like that. But if you go to different speeds, they're basically 1.2 kilometers an hour or about a mile an hour difference between them. And all you have to do is steer. The vehicle will do its look.
So
everything
foot
else
off the brake, everything.
It's automatic. And if you hit the camera views, you can actually see what's coming up, where your wheel placement's going to be,
underneath the vehicle,
and you can see what's underneath the vehicle.
So
don't touch
foot
it.
involvement at all.
Yeah, so it's doing everything itself.
That's pretty cool.
And what you'll notice is you didn't have any wheel slip at all.
Was this on the previous Tundra and Sequoia?
No, this is new, and this is our latest generation. Tacoma had it, and 4Runner had it, but we've never had it on the full size.
Was this a thing on Land Cruiser previous gen?
Yes.
So is it the same technology or is it updated?
It's updated technology. You have more speeds, you have more control. It's more precise control.
You know, it's funny, I'm going through this, and I'm not controlling it. It's going through faster than I was controlling it.
Yes.
Is that a good thing, bad thing? What's the story with that?
It's doing things that you physically can't do driving. And my favorite thing about crawl control is I can bury this vehicle up to its axles in sand, and it'll dig itself out.
So what is it doing that I couldn't do?
It's controlling wheel slippage at each wheel independently. And you as a driver, and you're a good driver, but you can't physically do that. So as it's sensing one wheel slipping in this condition, it's shifting the power to another wheel. And you can slow it down if you want. We can try it again and try a little slower speed. But the minute you take your foot off the brake, it goes back into its mode, and it'll do its own thing.
So do you have to have a separate channel for each wheel to be able to do that?
The speed sensors on each wheel are picking up speed of a wheel, and if one wheel is going faster than another...
This is really slow.
Yeah, you can turn it up. Just turn it. Yeah, there you go.
So that's mid I'm doing right now.
Yeah. And what it's going to do is, as it senses wheel slip, it's taking that power and it's taking it to other wheels. Right? So it's looking for where the wheel is slipping and then readjusting the power output.
How is that different than, I'll make it up, like a stability control or traction control in like a BMW all-wheel drive road car like an M5?
Good question. I'm not sure I can answer that appropriately, but the difference with crawl control is, one, it's low speed, and that's more of a high-speed driving. But it's not controlling the wheel input at each wheel. That's probably got viscous coupling where we have mechanical coupling on this.
So for the avoidance of doubt, what I'm talking about is controlling the speed at each wheel.
Controlling the speed at each wheel. And it's controlling more than the speed at each wheel. It's actually controlling the torque output of each wheel. So where it's sensing slipping and it's not getting the resistance looking for, it's actually going to rob the torque from that wheel and apply it to another wheel. So just what you went through on the moguls there, where you're getting wheel lift, if you had a traditional 4x2 or 4x4 system, you're only driving two wheels. So we have the advantage of limited slip on all four wheels. So your front diff and your rear diff are limited slip. And now you're controlling each wheel speed. So as you're slipping, as you're doing things that you're normally, if you're driving, you would 2-foot it, you'd start trying to apply the brake and shifting mass on there. Or if you got both drive wheels up in the air, what this is doing, we call it the Bubba jump, you have to get somebody on the back bumper to weigh the vehicle down to get traction. This is putting the traction where the traction's necessary.
And how is it different than, say, a system from General Motors or Ford?
Ford has a system similar to ours now. We're the only ones that had the system, but ours works in forward and reverse. Ford's only works in forward.
What about General Motors?
General Motors doesn't have it.
Oh, so this is pretty unique to you.
This is pretty unique.
Well,
this
a
is
guy
Toyota
that used to
technology.
work at AMC came up with something that no one else has.
I didn't actually come up with this system. We had this master driver, Fukuoka. Fukuoka taught me how to drive off-road. Most guys didn't want to be anywhere near him in a vehicle because of him, body is no meaning. It's all about mechanical. And if you told him, find that most difficult thing to climb, he would go find it and he would climb it.
Okay, so this was, I'd say, a short and sweet demonstration. Unfortunately, we didn't have the full off-road thing here. But let's take the opportunity to get some feedback from the audience. You've been on the show long enough to know that this is kind of how we end the episodes. What feedback do you want specifically in this realm of off-roading?
So we've introduced a lot of new off-road features, and we just kind of scratched the surface on this, right?
Yes,
so we've got multi-train select, we've got crawl control, we've got our new camera views, which I don't think your audience can see, and actually the camera views are set up so that operator can go without having a spotter outside. You don't need someone guiding you through the off-road course. You can see what's coming, sidelines and this. What features do customers want in a full-size SUV from an off-road perspective? How much do they go off-road, and what do they want?
That's a very open question. So you heard the man. Comments below or via our social media, MotoManTV, all word, MotoManTV, all word, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And with that, a little bit behind the scenes, after we put away this vehicle, go back, what are we doing this evening?
We are smoking cigars.
Where are we smoking cigars?
We're at the world's greatest smoke shop.
Unbelievable place.
Unbelievable.
I'm going to put up some pictures on Instagram so people see this. Anyway, until we see you in the next episode, be später.